It's gonna be for the remaining.
Okay, we're not exact, I apologize, I'm not exactly sure about the term, but it should be for the remaining term of your tenure. So you have 2 years to serve in that capacity. Okay, thank you very much. 2 qualified individuals. I'm glad for either one of them. Congratulations, both of y'all desire to do this facility for job. Thank you. Moving on for item 8C, discuss and consider ordinance number 20230502, amending the adopted budget for fiscal year beginning October 1st, 2022. This is an action item. I'll ask for a motion. Second?
Motion.
There's a motion by
Second.
Councilwoman Hernandez. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilwoman Garza. At this point, I'll turn the floor over to our city manager.
Mayor and Council, this is a budget amendment, for a facility building we've been, discussing in executive session. And we did put an item in executive session in case the council wants to have a meeting to discuss newly elected. You want more information, what we can do is approve this now, if possible, or, go into executive session and come back and approve it after we get out. I know that it's a big budget amendment, it's $900,000, the budget amendment. But again, if it's better for the newly elected, I know it's a big decision, we'll like to put it in if possible, so we can meet briefly in executive session after these items are reviewed. We come back and take the vote if that feels better for y'all.
What's your pleasure?
I want you to go that route, that way
Okay.
we affect elected members more.
Okay, we're gonna hold this over until we come back from executive session where this will be discussed in a little bit more detail. So, Council, City Secretary, you've got a motion in a second. We'll hold that open until we return from executive session. Moving on to item 8D, discuss and consider authorizing the city manager to issue a request for proposal for an EV charger installation. Contractor, there's a motion by Councilman Leal there. Do I have a second? Second by Councilwoman Hernandez. At this point, we'll turn the floor over to the city manager.
Council, what we want to do in the next month or two, is issue a request for proposal. We're going to be preparing that for an EV charger installation. We are going to try to work with our EMC consultants and also work with a group that may be interested in this type of work. In essence, what we want to do is have an EV charging station here. We were approached, if some of the councils recall, some months back, about potentially having an EV charging station here. For those that are just now in the council, the federal government basically is investing a lot of money down major corridors to install these EV charging stations. So those electrical cars that you're basically charging, my understanding is they're basically positioning these charging stations to be at 50-mile intervals along major corridors. So we'd like to move forward with this. It is competitive. I mean, there's no assurances that we're gonna get the grant or the opportunity, but we want to try to see what we can do.
And again, this will just be a proposal that will be brought back to the council for your final approval or disapproval should you so move. But we've got a motion and a second to enter into a proposal, request for a proposal. Is there any questions? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote. All in favor, please say aye. Motion passes unanimously. Item 8E, discuss and consider the traffic study conducted by the Pearsall PD on South Willow Street. This is an action item. I'll call for a motion in a second. Motion by Councilwoman Hernandez, second by Councilwoman Garza. City Manager?
I'm gonna leave this to the police chief.
Chief Flores? You have the floor.
The item is on page, begins on page 23 of the packet.
So, council, stop signs were requested by some citizens here in this community in the area of South Willow Street by Ward Street, out in that little area. We did conduct a traffic study for that area, and it is included, I believe, in your packet. There is a small map also included. Can you pull that up, Kristen?
Oh, on here, no, but they do have it in the
Okay.
packet, sir.
Okay. Yeah, so I believe in just my personal opinion with the numbers that we have, stop signs placed at the intersection of Ward and Willow would be the most beneficial to slow down traffic and to keep the drivers in that area aware that they need to slow down. Is there any questions regarding?
This is a recommendation by the Pearsall Police Department, our chief, that we install. Is, now, I'm confused, is it one or two?
It's gonna be two.
Two.
You need one on both sides.
Yeah, on page 24, you can see where the locations will be. Council, do you have any questions for our chief?
I got a question for Fred.
Go ahead,
Fred,
Councilman.
on these stop signs, is there much of a price difference between the ones that flash red versus,
No, I don't know. I would think there's a little bit, but I don't know how significant. Hector, would you have any idea?
Joe would know.
I wouldn't, but Joe might.
Yeah.
Joe?
They start out around 1,500 for flashing and stop signs.
So yes, there is a difference.
Does that answer your question, Councilman Gregory?
yeah, did we just put an officer with the light there?
So it's 200 for a regular stop sign and 1,500 for a flashing stop sign.
Wow.
Okay.
So there's a bit of a difference.
All right, any other questions for our chief? Hearing none, we have a motion and second. No other questions, I'll call for a vote. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. Thank you, chief.
Thank you.
Item 8G, discuss and consider approving record service for Pearsall PD Department record rotation.
Hold on, we got 8.
Yes.
F, Mayor.
You voted to accept the study, now you
Okay,
have to do the
forgive me.
ordinance.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's item 8E. Okay, thank you for the correction. Backing up to item 8F, discuss and consider ordinance number 2023-0503, setting stop signs at the intersection of Ward and South Willow Street and setting penalties in violation. You see your ordinance there attached. I'm gonna ask for a motion.
I'll make a
Second.
motion to, approve ordinance number 2023-05-03.
Okay, we got a motion, look for a second. Got a second by Councilwoman Garza. Any questions?
Wait, which one?
Hearing
Oh,
none. Hearing none, call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Say aye. Motion passes unanimously. Now, moving on to item 8G, discuss and consider approving a record service for the Pearsall Police Department record rotation. This is an action item. I'll call for a motion. A second. Motion by Councilwoman Hernandez, a second by Councilwoman Garza. I hate to say the new Garza, but the newly seated Councilwoman Garza. Okay, with that, Chief, you've got the floor on record rotation.
Yes.
Christie, you wanna put up that ordinance?
I think you've got a package on look on page 29 of your packet.
So according to the ordinance, we have to present a record rotation list. It has to be approved by the council yearly. This is the one for 2023. We've reached out to all the record companies here in this area who are eligible according to the ordinance, and the ones listed on that log are the ones that reached out to us with interest to tow for the city. These are gonna be non-consensual tows. So basically, if we were to arrest somebody and we had no other way, no other manner to get their vehicle to a family member or something else, then we'd be required to tow the vehicle. That, and also for evidentiary purposes, if the vehicle is involved in human smuggling, DWI, things of that nature.
Chief, have we, is this list changed at all? Is this the same list, basically a lineup we had as last year?
No, several have been added to that.
Added to that,
Yes.
okay. And you have a relationship, all of these work well with your department?
Yeah, I've spoke with all of them, and there's no issue.
There's basic requirements under the ordinance that they have to meet, and all, some of those are,
State.
TED TDLR sets those regulations, and for the, again, knowledge is, you'll see the folks that are on, the companies on page 29, I think there's a total of 6 towing companies that are on, that'll be on the rotation list, is that right?
Yes, sir. So,
So it's Pearsall Towing, M&M Towing, Thayas Towing, Morales Towing, Armor Towing, and Tom's Body Shop.
Chief, and, was there any local towing companies that did not get on the list, or all of them all?
we did have, one did not respond.
One did not respond? And these, who controls the rotation? Is that sheriff's office or
As
y'all?
far as who's called,
Yeah,
it would be the sheriff's office dispatch.
okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, council, is there any other questions for the chief? Very good, we have a motion and a second, no other questions, I'll call for a vote, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. Okay, at this time, it is 6:51, we are going into executive session. We'll go into the conference room, I'll ask council members to please leave your phones here. Citizens, we'll be back momentarily.
Motion.
Council? Yeah.